Hello my friends. Firstly, I will start with my set rigging system. I told in previous part that you can find and learn this type of rigging in CG cookies tutorial series. Even if there are lots of tutorials which explain this type of rigging, I wanted to give the name of this channel due to its first channel that I started to learn rigging from. I will explain some tips and tricks for all types of riggings for beginners while showing rigging of this character. While rigging characters, you must be careful on naming bones. Correct naming is not just for you to remember which bone is which. It's important for Blender as well. By getting experience day by day, you will go in detailed riggings. In that time, you will see importance of correct naming better. Especially when you try to add drive on your shape case, you need to get used to name bones detailed. But if you don't want to strive with all bone names, you really need to attend to name some important bones. And you have to put a sign of left right to make Blender able to know which bones are on left and which ones on the right. To determine it, put .l or .r on the end of the name as suffix while naming bones. Actually, if your characters are symmetrical on x-axis, you don't need to make and name the bones on the right side of the character. You just need to make left-sided and central bones. If you don't know this, you can just waste your time. And when you finished central and left-sided bones, you can just select and copy bones on the left side to the right side by just clicking Ctrl right and symmetrize option. As you can see, all the bones symmetrize to the right side automatically. And I will show you the amazing side of this, that the names of the bones are arranged as right suffix as well by symmetrize option. Putting left-right suffix is not enough for correct naming, of course. You need to determine special bones like IK bones as well. You need to put IK prefix for IK bones. IK means that these bones have inverse kinematic feature to control other connected bones. These bones are located on hand, leg and head. You can actually use wherever you want. I used it on tail as well, for example. You can watch and understand better from CG cookie tutorial. Sometimes this symmetrize option isn't work correctly. It can be symmetrized to upside down or other unwanted directions. I mean, it can be sometimes symmetrized by taking character not as a reference. If you face a problem like this, it means that you didn't apply your character's rotation and scale. You will need first select your character and bone in object mode and click Ctrl A and select rotation and scale. In this way, you will make the Blender able to know the exact rotation and scale of your character and calculate dynamics correctly. Another tip that I wanna show you, my friends, is that you can change the name of the bones or objects just by clicking F2 after selecting them. You don't need to find out the place to change names every time. Importance of correct naming revealed especially in animating your character. For example, in this pose, I am giving a certain pose to character's hands and legs. And I wanted to copy this exact pose to right side in other frame. Doing this by manipulating bones one by one is nearly impossible in detailed poses. For this, we are using copy pose technique. After arranging the pose on one side, we are selecting the bones that we want to copy to other side and click Ctrl R and copy pose. Then we are going to other frame that we wanna paste the pose and click Ctrl R again and paste X flipped pose. By this way, you can see the pose transported exactly to other side. But if you don't make naming and symmetrization correctly, you will be upset if this technique not work. It will not copy at all or it will copy wrongly. For that, pay attention on naming and symmetrization at the beginning. Another thing that you need to be aware of at the beginning is that you have to build your character on x-axis. When you click 1 on numpad, you should face to face of your character. Because if you make it on other axes, you cannot mirror things correctly or symmetrize. Left-right option is on x-axis by default in any case. As you can see, all these mirrors, copy, pose or symmetrization is on x-axis, so you must model your character also parallel to x-axis. And my friends, in this type of rigging, you are not restricted to two-footed animals or mankind. You can also build quadruped animals. As you can see, we are looking from top view and place the hip and main hip bones on its place that it should be. Then we are going on with spine, chest and head. It's so simple. As you can see, I also added a tail myself. By the time you will get used to it, and you will see that Blender rigging system is free and really useful, that you can do whatever in your mind. And sometime later you will realize that this rigging system is not just for animate living things. It also can be used to animate clothes, particles, hairs, almost anything. And now let me tell some advantages and disadvantages of this rigging. Advantages of this character: this type of rigging is really simple and enough for beginners. It is a step to more detailed rigging types. But there are some disadvantages for this rigging type as well. For example, you cannot stretch your character's limbs, legs or hands. That this option is sometimes really needed. Sometimes you may need to stretch your character to make it achieve something without move its body completely, but this option is missing in this rigging type. Stretch option can be obtained via more detailed rigging constraints. Another disadvantage of this rigging type that you cannot roll and bend foot properly. It only can be rotated rigidly, but can't be folded as it should be bended from center. This feature is also exists in detailed systems. And in CG Cookies tutorial, you may not be able to completely understand shape case and drives. I will show you in detail in other parts. These shape keys are really important for character animations. Yes, my friends, I tried to give you some tips for a simple rigging. You can get more detailed tutorial of CG Cookie that I put a link for it in explanation. As I told you, I will not go in details that's already explained in CG Cookie tutorial. Sorry for my bad English. Hope it's useful for you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.